Okay, so supply side policy is policies that shift LRAS to the right.
Mm,
That can include spending money on education and training. It could include spending money on infrastructure.
mm,
Infrastructure, I mean better roads, better airports, better trains, transport, stuff like that. Okay.
yeah,
Or like battery power station, if that's built new, then that's new infrastructure, right? Or battery power station as the tube station is better
yeah.
infrastructure, right?
Mm,
All of these things, they increase productivity and incentives. So that shifts LRAS.
okay.
But why is it so useful compared to these two? So demand side policies are both of these. This is the only policy that doesn't have that can get rid of conflicts. It's the only way to achieve long run economic growth. Yeah. So okay.
Mm,
So if I do demand side policy, so fiscal policy, I'll have AD shifting to the right. Okay.
yeah.
I should be labeling these, but I'm not gonna. So AD would shift to the right. So GDP would go up, but what would happen on here?
With
So what's this arrow showing?
real GDP
Yep, going up. And what's this arrow showing?
price level.
Going up, which is
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Well, it depends. If we were in a really bad situation before, then increasing price level is good. But most of the time, increasing price level will be bad.
Okay.
But if I'm doing other, if I'm doing supply side policies, look what happens. I want to draw this version of the curve. It's better. Okay. So let's combine it with fiscal policy. So if I go here, if my AD curve shifts to the right, this is
Yeah.
fine. Okay. Nothing bad has happened. So my GDP's gone up and my price level has gone up. Yeah.
Mm,
Not by that much, it's fine. All right. Now, look, if I want to achieve more economic growth and I try to do fiscal policy, what curve would shift if I
would it be
implement fiscal policy?
the fiscal policy? The AE cover shift right as well.
Yeah. So if I do it now, whoa, look at this. This only goes up this much, and my price level goes up this much.
Mm,
That inflation is way too high. It's like what is happening in the country right now. You know how everyone's saying cost of living crisis?
yeah.
That means very, very, very high inflation, isn't it?
Mm,
The only way to get rid of this is either to go backwards as a country, so to do opposite of fiscal policy, so high taxes and low spending, but we can't do that because firstly, taxes are already high and people would complain and not have enough disposable income, or we
mm,
cut spending, so spending on the NHS or something which is not really a good idea either.
mm,
So what you want to do is supply side policy. Why is that helpful? Because look, if I do that, my supply curve shifts like that. I'm opening up more possibilities in the economy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The key about supply side policy is you're reducing pressure on prices because my new equilibrium is here. So I've got even more. I've actually gone all the way here and my prices have dropped down to here.
Okay.
Okay. But
So
draw the
is that what
curve
they're
version, it's better. Yeah.
okay? Wait, so is that what they're doing now with the economy?
That's what they should be doing.
Fairs.
But I don't know what they're doing. They're not doing anything. Okay. So supply side policy works really well after demand side policy to reduce inflation. Um, and examples could be spending money on education and training or spending money on infrastructure. So the government are trying to implement supply side policies. They always are, okay, but they're not. But they're the most difficult to implement. I'll talk about the evaluation after. Um, supply side policies, like realistic ones in the country, are improving apprenticeships available to people. Yeah.
Mm.
So if you get more people signing up to good apprenticeships, they get more useful skills, they become more productive, they're more incentivized to work or create new solutions, and that reduces pressure on the economy. It's like reducing pressure, yeah?
Okay.
Or HS2, do you know what HS2 is?
Wasn't that the train line that was supposed to build?
Yeah. So they're trying to build a train line which goes from London to the northern parts of the UK in like very short times, like London to Birmingham in under an hour. Or
Mm.
I think that can already happen, but London to Manchester in like an hour as well.
Okay.
But well, they're kind of flopping. But we'll talk about why they're flopping after. But let's say that was to work, then that would be cool because it would reduce pressure on the economy. So all these really high train prices or all these really high, like whatever's happening that's difficult, it now becomes the easier. Supply side policies are about making stuff better.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Or just education in general, and stuff like Battersea Power Station, like more train stops and stuff like that. Okay.
That's why they scrapped it though.
Yeah, they scrapped the London part, and I believe that they're still doing the northern part, so like maybe Manchester to Birmingham quick, but they're scrapping the London part.
Okay.
That's the exactly that's you're right. So let's talk about the evaluation. Yeah. So so what do you think is difficult or bad or questionable about supply side policies like HS2?
So that there's a what's it called again? That thing, a high was it government failure, I think, or something like that.
Uh,
Risk. There's like a high risk if it fails for the
yeah,
government to
yeah, good. What else?
can you say
I'll
that
provide that after, but yeah.
it could affect consumer confidence. I mean not public confidence in the government.
Yeah, it can. I'll give you two main ones first that are more important for you to say, and then we can talk about those. Okay.
Okay.
So first is time lags. If you drop interest rates or if you spend money on benefits or something, that will happen instantly. So fiscal policy is instant
Mm.
or like quite quick, and so is monetary policy. But supply side policy, the government's planned HS2 in 2013 or 2014, and it's 2023, and we haven't seen any benefits of it, and we won't like maybe ever or maybe for another 10 years. Okay.
Yeah.
If they offer sick apprenticeships, people will take 5 years or 3 years or 2 years to do the apprenticeship. So it's not going to benefit anyone for at least 2 more years. So
Mm.
first and obvious downside is the time lag. It won't fix anything quickly. If there's inflation now, I should have done supply side policies 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
The second thing is very, very, very high opportunity cost. And that also leads to budget deficit and national debt and stuff like that. So all of these involve spending on education and training, spending on um HS2, on train, on infrastructure, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas monetary policy doesn't involve any spending. Yeah.
Mm.
And fiscal policy involves a bit of spending, but not that much compared to supply side policy. Right. I would just stick to these two, to be honest. And the best part about it is you can always give an example. HS2 had a time lag, didn't it?
Yeah. And we still haven't seen the benefits of that because
Exactly, 10 years ago, and it's still going to go on for 10 more years. And
yeah.
then a very high opportunity cost, you can Google it. I think they spent £1 billion on it. Whoa,
Um,
100 billion. Yeah, I don't know what they spend, but 100 billion. Okay.
where they getting 100 billion from? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, like even you can give COVID as another example. So COVID was meant to be a supply side policy to keep the health or improve the health of the economy, and they spent like billions on masks and vaccines and stuff, which was probably most of it was for a good cause, but then there was also overspending, right?
Mm.
But yeah, HS2 is the best example of in order to explain the good side, like imagine if HS2 did work, it would do all the stuff it promised, but then the fact that it's so easy for it not to work. And you can add your point in there and say that because it's quite risky, like depending on what you're doing.
Mm.
Okay. But yeah, cool. Let's leave it there for today.
All right then.
Um, I'll